Hey everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to knit the waffle stitch. It's super stretchy and easy to knit once you master the knit and purl stitches. I do like both sides of this stitch just because one side looks similar to a column and it's got this ridge that goes across, and then we have the front, which is this gorgeous grid like I said earlier on. I'm going to be using an 8mm needle. You can use whatever you are comfortable with. I'm also using a chunky skein of yarn. So to start off, you are going to begin casting on your stitches. The best way to do this is to take it in multiples of 3 and then add 1. So for example, 3 times 2 is 6 and 6 plus 1 is 7. I'm going to use the long tail cast on method and I'm going to cast on 13 stitches. Once we've finished casting on, we want to follow this pattern. So for your first stitch, you are going to knit, and then for your second and third stitches, you will purl. So what you're going to do is knit 1, purl 2 until you get to the end of the row, and then right at the end, you are going to knit the final stitch. Whilst you're doing this, just remember when you're doing your knit stitch, send your yarn to the back, and then when you're doing your purl stitch, bring it back to the front. I still remember completing my first waffle stitch and realizing how much multitasking was involved. I had to remember to knit 1, purl 2, remember that my yarn tension couldn't be too tight, sometimes it was, sometimes it wasn't, and then I would lose count of which stitch I was on. Once you reach the end of the row, your final stitch will be a knit stitch. As you're knitting, you might lose count of which stitch you're on. If you find yourself in a similar position, what you can do is look out for something called dashes and V's. Now, a dash shows you that you've created a purl stitch. It's a horizontal line and you'll see it whilst you're knitting. And a V is your knit stitch. So if you do lose count, you can read your pattern very easily just by looking out for these little things. Row 2 consists of doing the complete opposite of row 1, so where we were knitting we will be purling, and where we purled we will be knitting. As the saying goes, knit the purls and purl the knits. We're going to purl 1 and knit 2 until we reach the end. We've come to the end of row 2 and we are going to end with a purl stitch. For row 3, you are going to knit the entire row from start to end. When it comes to row 4, you will purl every single stitch from start to end. And that is the waffle stitch. So all you're going to do is repeat rows 1 to 4 until you're happy with where you are, and then cast off. And that is the end of this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please like, comment, share, and subscribe so I know that you're looking for similar content just like this. And if you're looking for more tutorials, please stick around as I plan on creating a beginner series soon. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you weave your knitting narrative. Bye for now.